When you buy food, toys, medicine, or supplements for your pet, you probably assume someone has checked that they're safe, that there's a regulator, a watchdog, a system standing between bad products and the animals we love. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The pet industry looks regulated, but in many cases, it isn't. Oversight is fragmented. Rules vary by country. Enforcement is inconsistent, and that's why dangerous products, unethical breeders, misleading claims, and repeat offenders can survive, sometimes for years. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on who actually regulates the pet industry and who doesn't. There is no single authority overseeing the global pet industry. Instead, regulation is split across dozens of agencies, each responsible for a narrow slice of the market. In the United States, pet food may fall under the FDA, animal welfare under the USDA, advertising claims under the FTC. In the European Union, rules are shared between EFSA, national authorities, and local enforcement bodies. In the UK, responsibilities are split across DEFRA, the FSA, trading standards, and local councils. This fragmentation creates gaps. If everyone is responsible for part of the system, no one is fully responsible for all of it. Some parts of the pet industry are regulated, at least on paper. Pet food manufacturing must meet basic safety standards. Veterinary medicines go through approval processes. Animal transport is governed by welfare laws. But many products sit in gray zones. Supplements, treats, toys, training devices, online breeders. In these areas, enforcement often relies on complaints, not proactive inspections, which means harm usually has to happen first. A regulation is only as strong as its enforcement. Across the US, UK, and EU, enforcement agencies are underfunded and understaffed. Inspections are rare. Penalties are often small. Cases can take years. For large companies, fines become a cost of doing business. For smaller bad actors, the odds of being caught are low. And in cross-border e-commerce, enforcement becomes even harder. A product banned in one country can be sold online from another, with little consequence. So why do the same companies appear again and again in recalls and scandals? Because the system rarely removes them. Recalls are often voluntary. Companies are allowed to reformulate and relaunch. Names change, ownership changes, and public memory fades. Without a central, transparent enforcement database, patterns are easy to miss, unless someone is actively looking. This is how bad actors survive in plain sight. Let's look at what happens when regulation fails. Case 1. Pet food recalls linked to contamination. Warnings issued after animals fall ill. Case 2. Supplements making unverified health claims. No pre-market approval required. Case 3. Breeding operations operating legally, yet unethically, due to loopholes in welfare laws. In each case, the system responds after damage is done. Prevention is rare. Reform is often proposed, but rarely prioritized. The pet industry sits at the intersection of agriculture, healthcare, consumer goods, and welfare. That makes accountability politically inconvenient. Stronger regulation costs money. Enforcement requires staff. Industry lobbying resists change, so the system remains reactive, not preventative. A safer pet industry is possible. It would mean clearer oversight, shared databases, real penalties, and transparency for consumers. Until then, responsibility quietly shifts to pet owners, to research, to question, to self-regulate. Because when everyone regulates a little, sometimes no one regulates enough. Please subscribe to The Petconomist, and this is the business of pets.